You've just picked up your new EV and you're going to use it to explore the big wide world. But your EV at some point is going to need charging. So today we are talking about how to charge your EV out there in public. Charging your EV in the big wide world is not as much of a hassle as you may fear. Now, before we talk about charging options out there, let's just talk about cabling. Now, your EV should come with one of these if you're going to charge in, say, a wall-mounted box or a standalone box that you'll find at a supermarket car park. This side goes in your car and the other side, well, that will go in the box. Simple stuff, but do make sure that it is in your boot. Now, wall-mounted boxes or standalone boxes, they will come in a couple of formats. Number one, up to 7 kilowatts worth of charge. Now, a kilowatt hour is how much power it will pump into your EV, and up to 7 kilowatts is the smallest amount. That will charge your car and give it about 20 to 30 miles of range per hour. So depending on how much range your EV has, you can do the mathematics and figure out how long it's going to take you to go from, say, 10% charge to 80% charge, which are the numbers that manufacturers will usually give you. Then you've got charging options for, say, 7 kilowatt hours up to 22 kilowatt hours, and that will pump even more electricity via your cable, usually, into your EV. With those, you'll get around about 70 to 90 miles worth of charge put into your car per hour. Again, you can do the mathematics based on your car and based on the kilowatt battery that your car is being driven by. Then you've got the big daddy chargers. When you are out and about in your EV and it is time to charge, this is the type of charger that really does the business. This is a super rapid charger, and they are located all over the country, up and down service stations, to make sure that you can charge your car and carry on with your journey. Now, I'm going to throw some numbers at you, so bear with me. Now, rapid chargers like this, they usually start at 50 kilowatt hours worth of charge, all the way up to 350 kilowatt hours worth of chargeable service. That's quite a big gap in between. Now, to be honest, you're not going to find an awful lot of 350 kilowatt chargers out there on the roads. However, what you'll normally find is something between 100 and 150 kilowatt hours worth of charging ability, and it all makes a difference. The higher that kilowatt charge ability, the shorter amount of time it's going to take to charge your EV out there on the road. Now, how do these things work? Well, first of all, obviously, you need to find a parking space, pop your car in the space, jump out, and then head to your charger. Now, all the cables on these rapid chargers are constantly tethered. You don't need your own cables in order to charge your car. That's something to be aware of. Now, to get these started, they've all got these RFID card ports here, which means all you've got to do is tap your credit or debit card and it will release the charger in order to start the power pumping into your car. Alternatively, of course, there are these smart little things where there are basically clubs or associations that you can join that basically give you a slightly cheaper charging ability out there on the road. So this, for example, is my own one, and this is from a company called Electroverse, and their network will give you a slightly cheaper charge, something we'll talk about later on. But you're at your charging port, you simply pop your card against the port, the charging cable will come free, and then you can pop it into your car and start the charging process, something we're going to do right now. Make sure your charging port is open. Very simply, pop the charging cable in, and then it's time to relax. Now that you're parked up and plugged in, that eternal question when it comes to EVs, how long will it take to charge your car? Now, more numbers for you. All the quoted times usually involve starting your charge at 10% and aiming to finish at 80%. So those are the numbers that we're going to use. And there are, of course, a number of variables. The make and model of your EV and the kilowatt charging capacity of the rapid charger. Now, if you're plugged in to a 50 kilowatt rapid charger, for example, and you've started at 10%, it will take you around about 40 minutes, give or take, to get up to that magic 80% mark. Now, this is a Tesla Model Y, and it is able to accept up to 250 kilowatts in rapid charge. So if you do find yourself a rapid charger that is able to deliver that number, well, then you are looking at around about 15 to 20 minutes to charge your Tesla Model Y to 80%. The average is usually about 25 to 35 minutes to go from 10 to 80, which, to be fair, is not that huge amount of time. Let's imagine you've been driving for an hour and a half, 2 hours. It's time to go out, stretch your legs, grab yourself a drink, or visit the toilet. And before you know it, your car is charged and ready to carry you on your journey. Now, if you do have a Tesla and you want to sit in the car while you're charging, well, actually it's pretty handy, because through the infotainment system, you can do things like watch Netflix or play one of the games via the big dashboard in the middle. Now, the cost of charging via one of these rapid chargers, of course, changes dependent on how long you're plugged in for, but you will only be charged for the amount of power that you take from the system to charge, and the time of day, or even the provider of that rapid charger. The cost is somewhere between 20 and 40 pounds on average, but as I say, the variables are the time of day that you do it, the provider, and whether you have one of those snazzy little RFID cards like I have to minimize how much you're paying per pence of kilowatt hour worth of charge. It all sounds pretty complicated, but the reality is it's very similar to going to a petrol pump, and dependent on the provider, how much per litre they are going to charge you. The key thing is it's cheap, it's quick, and to be fair, once you're in an EV, you get used to it quicker than you might think. Now, when you're out and about and you want to charge or you need to charge, how do you find your closest chargers? Well, most EVs, if not all EVs, will have built into the native nav system an option where it will show you your closest rapid chargers. And in a Tesla, they will even show you the closest chargers, but also the maximum kilowatt hour charging ability of those chargers. Those are the main ways to charge your EV out there in the big wide world. Remember, some of the times that it will take you to charge, how much it will cost you will change, but fundamentally, that is how you keep your EV show on the road. Now, no matter what type of EV you would like, head over to Big Motoring World, because we're big on choice and we're big on what matters to you.